Good morning. It is Friday, October 16th. You are watching iyaz Akhtar and iyaz Akhtar's channel. It's very, very exciting. I know. This is the third installment, 3 days in a row. Yay, yay, yay. So here's what we're talking about today. Yesterday, I put a challenge in front of myself to meditate on top of other goals for myself. This channel is now primarily about my mental and physical health journey. So I kind of boiled it down to that. But I'm sure there's going to be lots of other weird stuff, and I'll put them in different playlists. So anyway, here's the deal. Yesterday, I meditated. It took me 5 minutes. Now, that might be a short period for you, and that is true. Because I think when people think meditation, they think, okay, I'm going to sit there for half an hour. I'm going to be silent. I'll get with my breath. And that was kind of how my first meditation experience went a long time ago. My first meditation experience was way back in Petaluma, California. I went into a Buddhist place. I don't know if it was a temple because it was kind of like a regular building. And my girlfriend and now wife came with me, and we sat there through a bunch of guided meditations. Now, this entire service, I guess, was about 30 minutes. And it was really difficult to get my mind to stop, to simply listen to the leader of this meditation. And as I was going through this, as the minutes went on, which felt like forever, I started getting really, really sad, which was kind of strange. So once the session was over, I asked the meditation leader, like, hey, is that something that happens during these things? I said, I started tearing up a little bit. I was wondering, what's up with that? And he said to me, well, yeah, this meditation does allow you to get in touch with some of your feelings because you're just actually taking stock of what's going on with you. And at the time, I was sadder than I understood. It was true. So there was a lot of strife in those days and a lot of unpleasantness. So let's fast forward to yesterday. Now, I use an app called Bootify. Now, I'll put a link in the description for the app. It's a paid app. It's a guided meditation app. Now, some of these other ones like Headspace and I want to say Calm, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Some of these apps require subscriptions, and I'm not a big fan of putting on another subscription for an app. But Bootify is a one-time payment. I've bought it on iOS, and I bought it on Android. So goes to show you how much I enjoy it. You can also favorite your guided meditations. There's honking outside. I don't know if you can hear that. And they range in time between like 3 minutes to half an hour. Now, if you really, really want to get into it, I think that starting off with a small amount of time is better than nothing. And the guided meditations are a great way, for me anyway, to just try to follow along with the meditation. Today was about not knowing something, and it discussed just listening to the sounds around you. And then in theory, everything that's known at one point had a period of not knowing right before it. I'm like, well, that's kind of deep. And in this meditation, the guide said, you don't know what sound is going to come out, but you're willing to kind of accept it. And I thought that was an interesting idea. My mind went all over the place, I will say, and I tried to gently guide my mind back to where it's supposed to go. And that's something that is incredibly important if you do start meditating at all and you want to give it a shot. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's no different than any other thing when you started. Like when you learned how to read, you didn't know every word. When you learned to walk, you fell a whole bunch. It didn't mean you stopped. So for me, I have found that meditation can calm me down. I meditated before this video was shot because I just wanted to, this is going to sound silly, but I wanted to get it down. I wanted a check mark on my lists. I use an app called coachme to have my goals in one area and build streaks and write notes about that. I'll put a link to that too. That's a free app. I really like it. I've been using it for a very long time. So I also want to highlight a book that I really enjoyed, and I realized that means I got to go in a couple minutes. A book I really enjoyed was by Dan Harris. It's called 10% Happier. Now, this is the story of a guy who was an ABC newsman, and he was on air, and he suffered a panic attack live on air. Now, as somewhat of an on-air personality, I think the book kind of spoke to me in that pressure that we all put ourselves under when we come in front of a camera, the undying amount of energy you need to have for the audience. Like what you're seeing here is a lot more raw, right? It's not like, hey, let's get way up here in energy. It's just much more level. And I'm sorry if that blew out your ears. I apologize. Anyway, this Dan Harris book is called 10% Happier. And he explained how when he went through his meditation journey, because he needed to learn how to get off of drugs and how to get his mind right, that he went through these meditation retreats. And he explained, with the book title as well, that, does meditation solve everything? He's like, no, but it does make you at least 10% happier. That's a great book. I really enjoyed it. I suggest it. Get them B links. Try Bootify if you want. I like Insight Timer as well. That's a free one where you can just listen to noise and have a timer go off. I believe Bootify has a timer with it, but I don't really use that. And 10% Happier, I think it's available on Amazon, Kindle, and Scribd, which is one of my favorite subscription services. I'll have a link to that too. And I think that's going to do it for me. So I've done the challenge of meditation yesterday. It didn't work out, unfortunately, but I got really into a creative process, so I kind of just indulged in that. My drinking is under control. So far, so good. So going to keep that going. We can talk about my drinking later. And if you guys have any ideas or apps that you use to meditate, or you have suggestions, let me know in the comments. And do those YouTube things if you can, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, because maybe we can build something together. All right, guys, I will see you Monday, I think, because I might take the weekend off, but Monday, definitely by Monday, I'll see you again.